I want to tell you why our kids like country music. They like watching, you know, R-rated movies and stuff that's got filth in it, filth language, and why our kids seem to be in love with sports and just the things of this world. And this is exactly why I believe they do. I believe our kids are in love with the things of this world because the parents are. I've noticed with my kids, kids mimic their parents, especially as at a young age. They sing along to the songs that their parents listen to. They don't have much choice. Why do your kids like a certain type of music? It's probably because you're listening to it. Why are your kids, love the sports that you love? I mean, typically kids love, a young son loves the same, sport that dad loves, right? Especially for a good while. They just kind of follow along with their parent. Kids tell on you. That's what they do. If you watch your kids, they tell on you. And something really blessed my heart this past week. We were doing a Bible tent. We had a Bible tent set up down on a main street, set out there for a couple hours, and probably about an hour and a half in, one of my daughters come up with 5 or 6 Bibles in her hand. She said, "Come on, Dad, I want to go down Main Street here and walk in these businesses and see if anybody wants a Bible." And this caught me off guard. This is her coming out of her shell. And I was thinking, pretty quick when she was saying that, I was like, well, I'm kind of supposed to be sitting here. People are pulling through from time to time. Mom and one of the other kids is at this stop sign, and we've got some folks from the church over here. I kind of need to stay here. And the Lord said, "How are you going to say no to this?" And, I was just like, yeah, let's go. And he was so right. How can we say no to my daughter coming up to me and saying, "Hey, let's go down Main Street here in this town and witness to people. See if we can give somebody a Bible and spread the gospel." And we went down through there. We handed out the 5 or 6 she had, probably in 10, 15 minutes. And I got to talk to a gentleman for a minute. We come back, and my other daughter, who stayed back with Mom, she come walking up as we were walking back, was like, "Hey, are y'all gonna go give out some more?" She seemed like she felt like she missed out, so of course I was like, yeah, there was 2 or 3, businesses down there we didn't get to, we ran out of Bibles. We didn't take enough with us. So me and both of my daughters ended up going down through there, and it was just such a blessing. And I was thinking, how do we get our kids to fall in love with the things of the Lord? And it's not by just taking them to church once or twice a week and hoping that the preacher beats it into them. We, the parents, have to live this. We, the parents, have to lead in, family Bible reading, Bible devotions, family prayer time, family witnessing. I've thought about this pretty extensively, and it's very convicting. But we take our kids to different activities, right? Different sports or different events, stuff like that. Just worldly things, maybe not sinful, but just worldly things, jiu-jitsu class, and maybe gymnastics or playing a softball or whatever it is. We do all these worldly activities, but do we ever take our kids witnessing? Do we ever take our kids with us to let them see what living out your faith looks like? And I don't think we do. And even if you can say that, yeah, I've done that before. Yeah, but how often is that? We take our kids to activities and stuff. I mean, just my family, we do it on a weekly basis, especially certain times of the year. And even just doing this Bible tent that the church has been doing for several months now, we're just doing that once a month. So I'm taking the kids out, purposefully witnessing and handing out Bibles and trying to have conversations with people about Jesus Christ. I'm now doing that with my kids. But that's once a month, you know. And we're at church every time the doors are open. Yeah, that's great. Nothing wrong with that. You ought to do that. I like to say it like this. When it comes to parents and their kids, more is caught than taught. And if you understand that, I'll try to explain that. We teach our kids, especially as Christian parents, to, live for Christ, go to church, do what's right. We ought to share our faith. And we're teaching them that. But more is caught than taught. If we bring our kids with us, the things that we do together, the things that your kids see you do, they're catching that. It's that whole do as I say, not as I do mentality, and that's not right. Our kids ought to do as we do, and unfortunately, our kids do as we do, and it shows. Their lives are not fully devoted to Christ because we, the parents, our lives are not fully devoted to Christ. And I'm as guilty as anybody else. But it really blessed my heart this past week when my daughter wanted to just walk down the street and go witness and go give out Bibles. That was just a small nugget of, after I thought about it, I was thinking, more is caught than taught. We've been doing this for a couple months now, and then all of a sudden, she's feeling more comfortable coming out of her shell. Like, there's an opportunity here to give somebody a Bible or to spread the gospel. And what she do? She runs up to Dad and says, "Hey, let's go, Dad. Nobody's walked in these businesses yet. We've been standing down here on these corners." And I'm like, after a quick thought of the Lord said, "That's right. That's right." So how are we living? That's what I wanted to share. More is caught than taught. Why are our children so in love with the things of this world? It's because their moms and dads are. So that's all I got. If you liked the video, thumbs it up. If you didn't, thumbs it down. Don't matter to me. Appreciate y'all watching. God bless and have a good day.